when you create a product, one of the things that you have to be careful about, and this is just my personal experience, is creating kind of a Me Too product. Like, yeah, if we just offered all the features and functions of WhatsApp, it's like, okay, well, yeah, you're creating another messaging service, but what's different? And I think the only way to kind of appeal to people is to offer not, just a product, but something totally different. I mean, if you think about, like, why does Apple and Android and all these other companies keep coming out with phones with new features, is because you have to constantly continue to innovate. If you don't innovate, you die. So we decided to conduct a focus group to get honest and real feedback, good or bad, before our commercial launch from outsiders who know nothing about the TrakGo application. We invited a group of millennials and videotaped their responses to a variety of questions about the TrakGo Messenger and Marketplace to see if they thought TrakGo solved real everyday problems between buyers and sellers, and if it had an above average chance to succeed in the real world. And here's what they had to say. Do you use messaging apps? And if you use messaging apps, which messaging apps do you use?
99% WhatsApp.
I don't know, probably I'm the only one here that uses the email, but I do use WhatsApp like 85%, 5% my Gmail account, and then the other 10 is like Facebook messaging system.
Okay.
99% WhatsApp and maybe 1% Facebook.
I use like 80% WhatsApp.
I use WhatsApp a lot. I also use the Messenger from Facebook and Telegram.
How many messages on WhatsApp or other social messaging platforms would you say you do a day?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I'm kind of on the time I spend on talking on the phone and chat. So I could say I'm moderate to, on the weekends that I have more time, probably I do talk a lot.
Okay.
I wouldn't say a number, I can have an idea.
Right.
But I talk a lot on the weekends.
On the chat.
Turn to chat.
Right.
Heavier on the weekends
Okay.
than on the weekdays.
Okay.
Well, because I offer an interpreting service, so I should be very high. I guess like I message a bunch
Okay.
every day, basically.
Okay.
I never stop.
Do you think the track application solves a real problem between buyers and sellers?
It opens a new opportunity to do transactions.
I think that the seller is going to have like a better approach with the client and maybe faster.
I think that maybe retailers, they have the opportunity to communicate with customers more direct.
Just to make sure I understand the question, your question was which like companies can use the app, right?
What companies you perceive this might be beneficial for?
Okay, so I can sell my water service, so I can also purchase your coffee
Yes.
cup services, right?
Yes, you can.
It makes most sense for small businesses who sell niche products and who sell locally also. Sellers who used to use, for example, Etsy or Classifieds or Instagram shops, I learned recently. So for them, yeah.
Is similar to another app that you have tried or used?
No, I think
To
it's
what degree?
I think it's something new in this combination.
Between the combination, of course, is nothing else like. The chat is a little bit of WhatsApp, but everything else is.
Well, adding it all together, like he said, it's I've never heard of it before, so it's like brand new, having all these options in just like one application.
Yeah, it's a new concept.
What would stop you from using this app in the future? If we would roll it out, let's say tomorrow.
Well, will stop me, not tomorrow, maybe in a couple of months if we get bad reputation.
He's right.
Does everybody agree with that? Yes. If you want to make a restaurant reservation or a doctor's appointment, how do you make those appointments or reservations today?
Phone call. Classic phone call.
Definitely phone calls.
no other way, phone call.
Not yet.
Yeah, no, yeah.
At the hospital I go, we use email. Email.
Phone calls. Phone calls.
Phone calls and to my dentist, I can write it through WhatsApp if he appointed in the agenda.
Instead of paying directly and instantly in a chat conversation. Is that interesting to you? Would you be willing to try?
Kind of similar to my first answer. I think it makes sense for small brands who are used to actually having some kind of conversation before selling a product because it's something special, unique, and for them it makes sense to combine the two steps.
Yeah, as long as it's secure, I will try.
As much as I like the product, yes. Online or the service.
If the first time it works out right, yeah, definitely it's possible.
Does anyone think that it's not user-friendly or does not navigate well?
I find it very user-friendly actually.
Yeah, it's pretty user friendly. I do think so.
Do you guys have it like in different languages?
Yes.
Because we're millennials, but I mean like the target at the end is gonna be everyone.
Right, so typically when you launch an app, you need to, for you to get traction, you should at least launch it in 3 languages.
Would you recommend it to your friends?
I will.
It seems to be like a very friendly app also.
Mm-hmm.
I would highly recommend it. As an application, it has a great potential, like he said.
The 3 most important features.
Yeah.
The 3 features you like the most from the app.
Instant messaging the seller because this is a lot of the time it takes to have an answer. The feature of payment, instant payment. You don't have to go outside to a third party and fill in your card, that stuff. And the third feature, it's included in the payment, but it's the splitting bills. That everyone uses it and has to be calculating how much tax, how they owe me, that stuff.
For me, it's the number one could be the chat.
For me, it's first of all chatting with the vendor or buyer. Also the instant purchase you can make, and the bill splitting also. It's pretty interesting.
Okay.
I like the QR scan. The QR scanning is really accurate and it's easy to use, so I like that one. The bill splitting that they mentioned.
The bill splitting, I mean, that's beautiful.
TrakGo would like to thank you all for taking the time to be here. The information that you have provided is extremely valuable. This kind of feedback certainly helps improve the product, whether or not it's, constructive criticism or, good things that you say about the app. I think, in the end, basically, everybody said, like, it's something new, it's something different.